What's up, YouTube? What do we got going on in the messy armory today? I mean, we're almost there. I cleaned the flood up, and I'm about to start making some table room, putting all this stuff away. Yeah, for those of you that didn't know, I had a flood, so everything got put up on this table. And in the process, I've been working on some stuff, and I came across this. Oh, we got to talk about this. This is my FNX 460 Roland. Yeah, it's authentic, it's legitimate. There's nothing in the chamber. It does say authentic 460 Roland. What's really surprising about this gun, my favorite gun, is actually the OLIGHT that's on it. Bam, see my little laser? Actually, it's not the smallest laser. One could say that's the only issue, the only problem that I ran into with this gun. And I'm going to explain it to you. It's not even a problem. Pretty much the only thing I've managed to notice with this OLIGHT is, for whatever reason, sometimes my laser light, my laser dot, will be bigger. Sometimes it's the size of a nickel or a dime instead of just a tiny little dot. And this is the funny part. I reached out to OLIGHT, and they were like, yeah, you know what? We got you. Send it back in. We're going to take care of it. No problem. They have great customer support. I got to give them that, okay? But then after I reached out to them and they sent me a return label, I started kind of messing around with this thing. And I realized really quick that there's a huge advantage to having a laser dot that is the size of a nickel or a dime, right? Because when would a dot like this ever really get used? Personally, for me, I would use this dot if I was moving and running and trying to get to cover and, you know, trying to shoot on the run. Like, you're not going to be able to do that. You're not going to be able to actually line anything up and aim anything up while you're actually running. But if you actually have a dot, you don't really need to aim much, right? They're trying to do a drive-by. All you got to do is see your green dot on their sedan and start squeezing them off while you run. And guess what? Some of them will hit their car, right? Better than nothing. And that's really why I have this laser on here. So it serves its purpose. And what I noticed is, in a fast, fluid environment, it's much easier to pick up a larger dot, right? And I mean, most pistols are for close range anyway. This thing does have an advantage of having a rifled barrel, so she can reach out a little bit further. But I will say this, the bullet drop in a 460 Roland is pretty crazy. All in all, still my favorite gun, and I've shot this gun the most. I am very surprised that this OLIGHT held up. I got to give them props. Like, real talk, this isn't an FNX 45. This is a 460. There's twice as much chamber pressure in this. There's twice as much pressure. There's twice as much shock and recoil. The recoil spring has been swapped out in this. You even need different magazine springs with more pressure on them to actually feed this thing. So, like, the whole thing gets upgraded. The upgrade is very much worth it if you can pull it off. And once I actually upgraded this gun, I ran into some issues with it, and I'm glad I didn't give up. I wasn't going to give up. Like, there's just no way in hell. This is my dream gun. I was not going to give up on this. I got it to work flawlessly. I ended up having to really polish the hell out of the breech face. But I went through everything, and in that process, I actually became a better gunsmith. So, I mean, yeah, it worked out well for me, and nothing feels better than working on something and having it turn out flawlessly. This thing is awesome. It feeds, it ejects. Since I got it working properly, I haven't had one malfunction with this gun. So, that's really cool. And over the past year, I've never had an issue with this OLIGHT. And that really surprises me, just because This thing's very affordable. If I do run into an issue with it, it's nice to know that I can just pick up another one for $100. It's also nice to know that the customer support they have is freaking awesome. I would not think that this light is rated for this kind of recoil, this kind of pressure, this kind of kickback. Yeah, so if anybody's wondering about the OLIGHT Baldr Pro R, this is the one I got. Oh, and the light works. Nice and easy, right? I just usually keep the laser dot on. But the light works. It's never flickered. I've never had an issue with it. The battery on this is great. I don't have to charge it up all that often. And I'm constantly messing with this thing. It just feels good to hold in the hand, damn it. So yeah, anybody wondering about the Baldr Pro R, it's rechargeable. I haven't had any issues with it. The price is great on them. It looks good with this gun. It just fits, right? So definitely check them out if you've been wondering about them. I got the rechargeable one. I've never had an issue with it. And I think they are solid. And I can honestly vouch for their customer support too. So, you know, OLIGHT's doing something right because mine's still holding up. So check them out if you need something like this. They got you covered. Tell them I sent you. Later, everybody. And by the way, yeah, this bitch is loaded.